Okay, brilliant. So we've got our high resistance bands today. So get that handy. Let's start off. Base your big toe, base your little toe and your heel. Find that start position with the pelvis. Switch those tummy muscles on. Shoulders back and down. And then that head on top of the neck. So start off with your toy soldier feet, swapping one side to the other. Add in your alternate arm to leg, reaching the arm up to the ceiling. Good. So really stretching up. Good. One more either side. And then take both arms forward and up. Come on to the toes, really reaching up. And then see if you can bring the arms back and down, all the way back down. And then go again. Up to the top, reaching up, onto the toes. Lovely. And then one more. Perfect. So then bring the band across the back of the shoulder blades, like that. I feel like I'm quite small on our screen today. Right, shoulders back and down. And then just reach those arms out to the side. So you're coming straight out to the side. Good. So then a bit of stretch on the band. So the elbows are a little bit bent and then into a spine twist. So keep the pelvis working and keep the pelvis pointing towards me as you twist the arms and the trunk round. Breath into hold and then all the way back and then go the other way, reaching round and then back. Good. One more either side. And then back. Good. So then bring the band under the feet. Holding on to the ends. Think shoulders back and down and turn the hands so they're facing out. And then just bring those arms out to the side and back. Good. One last one. Brilliant. So then I'm going to jump sideways on. We're going to come down into an elbow bend and a squat. So a nice deep squat, keep the knees over the second toe, bend the elbows. Good. One last one. Brilliant. So then put one foot in the band, step the other leg back. And then we're going to come into our lunge. So take that back knee down towards the floor and then straighten up and get both legs straight. One last one. Brilliant. So then cross the band across the front, bend the knee, shoulders back and down. This time push the hands back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then a little bit of a lift on that back leg, shoulders back and down, go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. So then swap over, other foot in the band. And then you want to have that back leg a little bit further out if you can, to drop that knee down and then straighten up. Straighten both legs. Lovely. One last one. Then cross the band across the front. Turn the palms so they're facing backwards. Shoulders back and down. And push back with the hands for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then a bit more lean on that front leg so you can balance. Shoulders back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I was wobbling towards the end. Get rid of your band for a second. Bring those feet a bit wider apart. Slide down one side. Reach up and over the top. And then back. Slide down the other side. Reach up and over the top. And then back. Good. One last one. Perfect. And then come down forward. Bring your hands to the floor. Relax your head. Give it a little shake. And then just stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. Shoulders back and down at the top. Bring those feet back to hip width apart. And then tuck your chin in. Rolling down. Breath in to hold. And then back up. Stack those vertebrae one on top of the other. Shoulders back and down at the top. Perfect. So come down into line on your back on the mat. Heck. Okay, so have our feet and knees together. Find the start position with the pelvis. And then switch those tummy muscles on. Bring the arms out to the side. And just gently keep those ribs pressed down into the mat at the back. So breath in to prepare. We're going to take both knees to the right, head to the left. And then all the way back. Knees to the left, head to the right. Good. So keep those feet stacked, one on top of the other. And you get that lovely rotation through the spine. Out breath, in breath to hold, out breath as you come back. Good. One more either side. And then bring those feet to hip width apart. Bring the arms to 90 degrees above your head, and then just keep those ribs pressed down. You're going to take the arms overhead, round in a big circle, and back to your start position. So arms overhead, ribs press down, round and back. Then push away to a one-leg stretch. Arms overhead, round in a circle and back, and then push away with the other side and back. Out breath, in breath. Good. One more each side. And then leaving the arms at 90 degrees, come into your double tabletop. So one leg and then the other. And then take that right leg, foot to the floor, slide away, arms overhead. So the same exercise, but this time in tabletop, swap over left side. So you push away, straighten the leg away. Good. Let's do one more each side. Perfect. So then bring those hands down onto the hips. Keep the legs in double tabletop if you're happy, but you can come back down to the floor if you prefer. Squash those ribs down and let's come into our hip twist. Now remember the knee and the foot stay in alignment. So you're taking the right leg out to the side into that hip twist, left leg stays nice and still. Back to the center and then that left leg out to the side. Back to the center. So if you glance down at the knee, the foot should be mainly obscured by the knee. And you've just got that lovely hip opening. And you've got your hands on your hips, so you're just monitoring that the pelvis is staying nice and still, and those tummy muscles are working. Good, one last one. And then let's just do knees to chest, roll into a ball, little rock from side to side, and then bring those feet back down to hip width apart. Grab your band. So pop the band around the right foot. Okay, let's start off with a hamstring stretch. So just reach that leg up to the ceiling. Get a little bit of resistance on the band and get a nice stretch up the back of the leg. Then just do some circles with the foot on the ceiling, a little bit more stretch. Keep the pelvis nice and still so the tummy muscles switched on, and then go back the other way. Good. Let's swap over. Let's do the other foot. So into that hamstring stretch. Get a little bit of length through the back of the thigh there. Bit of resistance on the band. And then do some circles with the foot on the ceiling. Good. Keep the pelvis nice and still with those tummy muscles working. Go back the other way. Good. And then let's swap back over. Get that right foot as your starting point. So we're going to go into our tabletop on that right side, holding onto the band and the elbows nice and relaxed onto the mat. And then you want to think about pressing those ribs down. Push that leg away into a one leg stretch and straighten the knee. And then fold back in. So you push away, straighten the knee, tummy muscles are working, and you've got those ribs gently pressed down into the mat. Push away. Good. Out breath, in breath. Good. So there. Push away. When the leg's nice and straight, take that heel to the floor. Back, fold back in. So you push away, heel to the floor, back, fold back in. On the next one, let's lift and lower in that position. So straighten the leg, heel to the floor, and then lift and lower for 10. Keep the knee nice and straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then bend the knee and fold that back in. We're going to come into our double tabletop now. So we're just going to start off, press the rib down, press the ribs down, and then lift that left leg into tabletop, and then take the foot toe touch to the floor, and then back up. So we're up and down into that tabletop. Really think about those ribs staying pressed down into the mat. Good. Then leave that leg in that double tabletop. Push the right foot away and bring that heel back down to the floor. And then back and fold back in. Push away, heel down, back, fold back in. Good. Keep those ribs pressed down. On the next one, leave that leg out nice and straight. Lift and lower for 10. 1. Keep those ribs pressed down and keep the back nice and still. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lovely. And then back in. So let's swap the feet over. So we're going to have the left foot in the band, in tabletop, right leg on the floor. Okay. So the same thing, keep those ribs pressed down, really keep that nice connection through to the pelvis. Push away, and then fold back in. So really think with this one about the quadriceps at the front of the thigh and getting those muscles switched on. Good. So then, push away and bring that heel down to the floor and then back and fold back in. So you push away, heel to the floor, lift, back in. Nice. Okay, so on the next one, we're going to do that lift and lower. So push away, heel to the floor, lift and lower for 10. 1. Keep the knee nice and straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Fold that leg back in. Bring that other leg then into your tabletop. So you're going to keep the ribs pressed down. Bring that second leg to tabletop and then foot back down. So toe touch back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Leave that leg in tabletop. Push that left leg away. Bring that heel to the floor. Fold back in. Good. So you push away, keep those ribs pressed down, heel to the floor, and then back. Lovely. Okay. So then we're going to push away and then heel to the floor, lift and lower for 10. 1, 2. Keep those ribs pressed down, keep the back working. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lovely. Fold that leg back in. Bring the other foot into the band. Feet and knees together. And then we're just going to push away into a double leg stretch. So again, ribs press down, push away, and then fold back in. One last one. Lovely. And then cross the band across the front. Shoulders back and down, pointing the hands down. And then push down and away with the hands for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the key with this one is to be open through the collarbones. We want the ribs pressed down and you want to really activate the back of the shoulder. So go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then let's straighten those legs. So you've got a bit more resistance on the band, so the shoulders coming up a little bit more, but still think shoulders back and down, tummy muscles working, and then push away for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So we'll do one more set. So shoulders back and down. Arms out to the side. Keep the wrists nice and strong. And then go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And then just bring those knees to your chest. Good. So we're going to come up now into sitting. Grab your bands. And then we're going to tie a knot. Well, just tie a bow in the bands around just above the knees. And then we're going to come back down into lying on our back. Okay. So you keep those feet hip width apart. Keep those tummy muscles switched on. And then we're just going to push that right side out to the side. Keep the left side still. Right side, push out to the side. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So keeping that right side still, push the left out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, so we're going to come into our abdomen prep next. So bring your hands behind your head. And we're just going to have those elbows out to the side into our peripheral vision. So we're going to come up into the abdo prep, folding from the ribs, head and shoulders lifted off the mat, and then back down. Out breath, in breath. Okay, so then let's come into our double tabletop, still keeping those feet and knees hip width apart, and then we're going to come into our oblique. So we'll go alternate. So start off right elbow to left knee. So you're folding from that rib cage, right elbow to left knee, back down, left elbow to right knee, and back down. Good. We're going to do 10 in total. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And bring those feet back down. Lovely. So then just get rid of your towel. We're going to finish off in this position with our shoulder bridge. So hands down by your side. Flatten the back and then peel up into that shoulder bridge, opening up through those hips. So you get a nice stretch through the quadriceps. And then back down from the top to the bottom, ribs down to the pelvis. So again, you flatten, peel, lifting those vertebrae one at a time, and then back down. On the next one, let's stay up in our shoulder bridge. And then we're going to push that right knee out to the side for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then come back down. Lovely. And then come back up into that bridge. And then we're going to push that left leg out to the side for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then back down. It's a tough one. Okay. So one more in this position. We're going to come back into that bridge. This time have your hands on the hips Gentle pressure out to the side with the knees onto the band, and then drop that right hip down towards the mat, straighten up, left hip down towards the mat, straighten up. Good. Lovely, one more each side. And then back down. Bring those knees back to your chest. Little rock from side to side. And then just come up into sitting. We're going to undo our band. And then we're just going to knot a foot loop into it. I know we normally do this with the red band, but I think you're fine with the blue bands. You can work a bit harder. Okay, so you've got a long bit and then you've got your foot loop. And then we're going to come down into our sideline position. Not with the band to start with. And then just get some length through that top hip. So you've got your feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. Get some length through that top hip. And really think about getting that bottom muscle working as we come into our clam. So switch the tummy muscles on, breath in, prepare, and then take that top knee up out to the side and back down. Good. One last one. Keep that position with the hips, lift the feet into level 2, and then go again. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then drop that bottom leg down to the floor. Come into your side kick. So fold forward, knee to chest. And then take that leg back through that range of movement, keeping that knee parallel to the floor and get a stretch through the front of the hip. And then fold back forward. Good. One last one. And then back down. Good work. Okay, so let's pop it over the top foot. Let's hope they all stay in, those knots are all good. So you're going to have the loop on the top foot. Then you're going to hold on to the end of the band, but keeping the arm nice and relaxed. And the band is coming across that top knee. So we're going to revisit our clam. So you're going to, but this time working against resistance. So you're just opening through the front there, taking that top knee up out to the side. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So then we're just going to grab that band a bit further down so you've got some resistance with a straight top leg. So you've got a little bit of length through that top hip, so you push that leg away, and then we're going to forward and backwards into our side kick. So you come forward, then bend at the ankle, and let that hip stretch there. So you get some extension at the hip, glute works. Good. 2. So a bit of resistance on the band is good because you can just work that glute a bit harder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So then keep that resistance on the band, bend the knee, and then you're going to push that leg away. So you're going to straighten it towards the other end of the room. So you keep the knee parallel to the floor as you bend it, and then you push it away. It's a real toughie on the glute. Good. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, breather. Okay, just give those hips a bit of a rub there. Good work. Okay, so back to holding the end of the band now. We've done enough hard work. Straighten both legs out. And then this time we're going to lift and lower with that top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then just lift that top leg to hip height. And then lower leg to join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And both legs back down. Bend the knees then. Squish your towel up, and let's just finish in this position with our arm openings. So one arm on top of the other. Breath in to prepare. Take that top arm up over the top and get a lovely stretch front of the shoulder, middle of the back, and then back. Good. Let's do 2 more. And then one last one. Good. Okay, so come on to the other side. Get rid of the band for a second. So bring yourself over onto the other side. And you've got your feet, both shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. Find that start position with the pelvis and some length through that top hip. So we're just going to come into that level 1 plank. So you're going to just lift that top knee and then back down, and really thinking about whether that muscle just behind that hip bone is doing some work, and if not, just straighten the legs a tiny bit to make sure it switches on. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So keep that length through the hip, lift the feet, and then go again into that level 2. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So drop that bottom leg down, top leg lifted, fold forward, knee to chest, and then take the leg back through that range of movement, extend through the hip, and then fold back forward. Good. 2 more. Keeping that glute muscle working as you extend that leg. Brilliant. Okay. So let's just come up into sitting. Grab that band, pop it onto the foot. So you've got your arm back long underneath that towel. You've got your feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. And then you've got that hand just relaxing there, holding on to the end of the band to start with. As we come into that level 1 plan. So working against the resistance, lifting that top leg and back down. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So then bring the hand a bit further down on the band so you've got a bit more stretch and straighten that top leg out. Length through that top hip, and then we're going to side pick. So bring the leg forward. Keep the knee straight as you, and the heel, just bend at the heel to take that leg back. Don't overarch through the back, get the movement all through that hip. Perfect. Okay, so then we're going to keep that stretch on the band. We're going to bend the knee and then push away. Good. So you got that nice straight knee. So we're really working those glutes. One last one. Have a little breather. Take the stretch off the band. So hold on to the end of the band again. And then straighten both legs. Okay, so think nice length through the front of the body. And then lift and lower for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then lift that top leg to hip height. And then lower leg to join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And both legs back down. Perfect. Bend the knees. And then squish your towel up. And bring your arms through into your arm openings. One arm on top of the other. And then we're going to take that top arm up over the top. Get that lovely stretch, front of the shoulder, middle of the back. And then back. Out breath. In breath to hold. Out breath as you come back. And really enjoy that lovely stretch through the front of the shoulder, middle of the back, opening up through the front there. One last one. Lovely. Okay, so take that band off the foot. Come into lying on your front. Rest your forehead on the towel. And then let's do some cobra stretches. So we're going to start off with the hands underneath the shoulders. And you can come up onto the elbows or straight arms. And then back down. So just feeling that stretch through the front of the body. Don't forget tight through the front of the body because we sit down a lot of the day. Okay, let's do 2 more. And then let's come up into 4-point kneeling onto hands and knees. So you've got your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And let's just start with a couple of cat camel, just to stretch into the opposite direction. So drop the head down, arch the back, and then drop the tummy down and lift the head up. And then go in the other direction. And then thinking about those hands under the shoulders, keep the pelvis still this time, but then just arch the upper back, pushing the hands away. And then just let that breastbone come down towards the mat. And you want to find that midpoint between the two. Once you've got that and your elbow creases are looking at each other, not sneaking around the front and pointing to the front of the room, keep the head and looking down in front of the hand so the neck's nice and straight, and then slide your right leg out behind and lift and lower for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that leg lifted and then lift the left arm and hold it there for a final count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So there, place that knee back in. Let's find that start position with the shoulder girdle again. So we're just going to push the hands away, arch the upper back, drop the breastbone down, but keep the elbow straight, and then find that midpoint. Tummy muscle switched on. Slide that left leg out behind, lift and lower for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leave that leg lifted. Keep that bit of softness through the left elbow as you reach that right arm forward. Really stretch to the opposite side of the room. Final hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back down. Arch the back. Drop back onto the heels into that lovely child's pose stretch. And get that nice rounding of the back, just stretching in that opposite direction. And then let's turn onto our back. Let's start off with a hamstring stretch again, hands behind the thigh. Right side, reach that foot to the ceiling and just circle through the ankle. And then go back the other way. And then take that right leg across the left knee, open through the hip. And then if you can, lift that left leg up, hands behind that left thigh, and get a slightly deeper stretch through the back of that right hip. Good, and then back down. Let's swap over, left side, reach that leg to the ceiling, circle with the foot. Go back the other way. Good, and then take that leg across the opposite knee. Open through the front of that hip. And then if you want a deeper stretch, lift that right leg, hands behind that thigh. Good, and then knees to chest. And then just come up into sitting. Bring those knees out to the side. I've taken the opportunity to unknot my band. Shoulders back and down. So just dropping those knees out to the side. See if you can sit up nice and tall. Head on top of the neck and side bend through the neck. And then back to the center and then go back the other way. Good. Back to the center and then bring those feet out. Reach down forward, let the head relax and get to stretch all the way through the front, the back of the body this time. And then let's come up into standing. So onto hands and knees. Come onto the feet and then see if you can let go of those hands and then stack those vertebrae one on top of the other as you come back into standing. Brilliant. Okay. So then feet hip width apart. And shoulders back and down. Bring both arms up to the top. Really stretch with one and then the other. And then hands behind your head and then backward bend. Back to the center. Shrug your shoulders. Let go. Bring the arms up to the top. And then all the way back and down. Perfect. Well done, everybody. Good work.